line with the inbound flag. That'll be easy to see. All right, 0-0, and Sarah to serve off the first ball. Here it comes. Back to the corner, up off the backboard. Guess what, folks? That's a point for Haines. Second serve. Just a little bit outside. Hit the pole as it goes over. That's side out to Petersburg. Petersburg is going to give it a shot here. Referee's just going to make that pole stand a little bit taller as far as the out of bounds line goes. Lines up with line of sight and seems to be happy with it. So here it comes. Big lefty on the Petersburg side. Puts it right over. Isabel picks it up. Sydney over to Maddie. Bumps it over. Petersburg now sets it up nicely. Haines over to Mad Dog. Big hit. Petersburg with the back hitter. Success. Isabel making the call. The rest of the players getting out of the way. That's good. Good communication there. Big up. Whoa, hit the ceiling. Sydney saves the day. Gets the ball over. Just went out of bounds. So that's point for Petersburg. 2 serving 1. Power lefty back there to serve once again for Petersburg. Standing pretty much underneath the net of the basketball standard. Okay. Maddie brings it back in from the out of bounds. Almost went into the stands for that. It was close. And there's that brick wall, also known as CC. Wall of defense standing tall. So side out, and we come back to Maddie. Maddie's been having some very consistent serves. Let's see if she can keep it up. At the moment, it's looking good. CC went up for that block and just knocked it out of bounds just enough. Point to Petersburg. Marissa able to pick up that ball as it rolls over the top of the net. Sophia keeps it in play. Bump, set, kill, repeat. Here we go. Sydney! Into the stands it goes. Point. We got a rotation in. Maddie's coming in. To the top row. Brinley brings it back into play. However, Petersburg gets the point. All right, Cece right on the line. Nice serve. Ball's over. Marissa picks it up. Cross court set to Sydney. Sydney brings it down. Petersburg. Free ball. Cece picks it up. Oh, that's too close to the net. out of bounds. Haines is definitely getting the hits and getting the ball to move over the net in the 3 hits, but unfortunately most of them are going out of bounds. So that's causing the 9-3 as Petersburg is serving. Over the hands of Hannah with that 3rd hit. Hannah gets it clean over. See if, oh, back row hitter, not so good. Okay, Haines is going to take a timeout and talk things over. All right, back to action. Petersburg hits it over. Haines gets it off the ceiling. Dear Congress, we'd like a bigger gym. We've been hitting the balls way too high. Petersburg, 11 serving 3. Marissa sets it up. There's a little confusion who's going to take it. Sydney puts it over. Sydney all over the court. Just like that, perfect example. Holy moly. Slid pretty much under the net. Thankfully, it was her knee pads and not her feet. Kept the ball in play, but point back to Petersburg. 12 serving 3. Marissa's coming out, and Briley's going in. Out of bounds. 13-4. Petersburg with substitution, bringing in a little taller player there for the front line. Petersburg has such a great teamwork aspect and a team camaraderie. They definitely are happy to be playing with everybody. Okay, here we go. Ball over. That looks out of bounds again. All right, we got to get our aim back. All right, so 14 serving 4. Nice volley, back and forth. Into the net, side out Haines. So it's going to be 5 serving 15, and Sydney back to serve. Little jump serve, pops it right down the front row. Excellent serve. Wha-bam. That's in. Cowboy hat says it's in, therefore it's in. Side out back to Petersburg. Ball's up, ball's over. Picked up by Isabel. Sarah with a cross set. Over to Maddie. Sets up the front line. Hitter. Wow! Okay, let's get that over, and they do. Excellent hustle on the Haines side. Wow, that was incredible. Nice set by Sarah to Ava. Just not enough over to get it over the net. So there's that. Nice serve to the back court, rolls off Isabel's shoulder, and that ball goes out of bounds. It's 18-5. Ooh. 19-5. We got a substitution for the front line. Number 2's coming out, number 1's coming in. High fives all the way around. Bump out. They're going to play it anyways. That was nice of Petersburg. They just want to play the game. Out of bounds, side out to Haines. Got a substitution. Hannah's coming in for Ava, and then Hannah comes back out. Nope, I take that back. There we go. Hannah comes in for Ava, and then Hannah goes back out for Cece. These rotations always crack me up just a little bit. Why didn't they just sub in Cece? But I know they got to do it. Got to do it right. All right, Isabel, unshakable, right up next to the net. That is a perfect example of a block. All right, Isabel, serve it up like a pro. There she is, right there, right over the net. Over the wall, and Sydney picks it up, so Haines gets it back over on the Petersburg side. Petersburg, a nice big set. Dink over the top. Sarah's right there to pick it up. Cross court, and Maddie gets into Petersburg territory now. Wha-bam! Right through Cece's hands, and Briley was right there, but it was just out of reach, and so that's a point for Petersburg. 20 serving 7. 12 coming out, 14 coming in for serving. (21-7) Petersburg. Right up next to the net. Sarah with a nice set back to Cece. Cece able to get it over. Cece back to that front line where she likes to be. Petersburg had a hard time chasing that down. Side out. Sarah's excited. That extra battery's kicking in. So 8 serving 21. All right, I think we found our server. The Energizer Bunny back at it. Here she goes. Here we go. Sarah's locked in. Gets a serve over. Petersburg right off Sydney. Cross court set to Maddie. Drops it in place. Point Haines. 10 serving 21. Over goes. Bounces off one of the players into the face of another. There, we got a little bloody lip or bloody nose or something's bleeding. A lot of people are moving around. We're watching the situation, what's happening here. The coach is kind of chuckling, the player's kind of chuckling, everybody's kind of chuckling. It happens. Got a cold pack for her, and I think we're going to sub in right there. Looks like number 2. Oh, they found some blood on the floor, so they're going to run the process. Or not. Yep, nope, they're pointing the blood on the floor. Okay, here comes all the process that we have to go through to clean the floor. The Petersburg coach is taking the player out of the game and out of the view so that they can get it taken care of. And here we go again. Let's see if we can keep the rally for Haines. There was a substitution, even though they couldn't quite do it properly just because the player wasn't there. I mean, that's not a big thing. All right, Sarah, 11 serving 21. Excellent placement. Double hit, or lift in this case. And the ball comes back to Sarah. Energizer Bunny, here she goes. 12 serving 21. All smiles over there. Sets on the serve. Petersburg, big lefty. Knocks it way out of bounds. That ball is going back to Petersburg. Sarah now, 13-21. Ball's over, through the fingers of 2 different players until it goes out of bounds. Nice serve, wow. Had some serious kibosh on that one to get it through 2 players. All right, 14-21, making a comeback. All right, side out to Petersburg. All right, Haines, Sarah gets it over there, 14-22. Front row hitter, hits it out of bounds, side out to Haines. Back row. Sets it up to the front row. Sydney! Yes! Sydney putting on a show once again. The junior. Maddie back to serve once again. 16-22. Haines is not out of this game for sure. Yeah, ace, ace, baby. That's the way we like it. All right, 17-22, making the comeback. Here it comes. Maddie, ever confident on that serving line. Taps it back. Riley. Through the fingers of Cece with the block. Sydney taps it over the front line. Point Haines. That's what we like to see. Timeout by Petersburg. They want to talk things over. All right, let's see if Haines can keep it going. 18-22. All thumbs up all the way around. We're ready to go. Maddie calm and as a cucumber. Puts it right where she wants it. Side out, back to Petersburg. 23-18. 23-18. Jump serve. Sarah picks it up. Petersburg kind of falling backwards on themselves there. Sarah sets up. Briley, back set. Always a fun thing to see. CC with the wall. The ball falls onto the Haines side. Comment from the coach, kind of put your hands forward. Interesting serve by Petersburg. She kind of walks around in a circle before she serves. Sets up Sydney, out of bounds. That's game. Hard fought by Haines. Petersburg is always a good team to go against. Apparently we have a 50-50 drawing here. Looks like middle school boys basketball or something. If you didn't buy a ticket, you probably should have. I don't know if they're looking to me to see if there's a mic. I don't think we have a mic. 595, 3-2. Ends in 3-2. Ends in 3-2. Hey! Sydney's grandpa has won the 50-50. Okay, Coach Sanders coming over, making some changes on the roster. Let's see what that looks like here in a moment. Somebody's having breakfast for dinner right here in front of us. Sausage, hot links. Looks like there's bacon in there too. Hash browns, eggs. The entire scoring bench is having breakfast for dinner. Little things you don't see from the camera that doesn't point straight down anymore. All right, Haines takes the court. Again, front line, Cece, Maddie, Sarah, back row. We've got Ava in, Sydney and Briley and Isabel. The unthinkable Isabel is ready to go in. Petersburg's looking about the same as they were before. The pink hat, the pink cowboy hat has gone to the other corner now. Good to keep that moving, I suppose. Howdy, partner. All right. fly just flew by. You don't see that often in the gym. There's some conversation here. And looks like we're ready to get the game going here. Here's game 2, Petersburg versus Haines. Power lefty gets it up. Sarah gets that second shot. Briley gets it over. Petersburg with the setup, but 4 hits does not make it go over. Side out, point to Haines. And the spark plug Sarah will start the serves. Ball's up, ball's over. Oh, yeah. Cece knew exactly what she did when she did it. The ball went over. They had a nice block. Petersburg put it right back over, and Cece had not quite reset, and so she kind of carried the ball as she just, like, put it back over the net. So 1-1, Petersburg serving. Beautiful serve. Holy cow, that was just lightning right over the top of the net. Out of the net and over. Great job on Petersburg's side. Big hitter. And almost couldn't quite get over. So Petersburg 2-1. Bounces off the top bar and down. So that's a point for Haines, side out. Maddie back to serve. We'll go ahead and get it over, and big powerful hit by Sydney. Nice play. Sydney with the wall once again. I'm sorry, Cece with the wall once again. Slowly building that brick house. Maddie back to serve. 3 serving 2. Haines is definitely in this game. Knocks it down. Briley keeps it alive. Sarah over Grover, there you go. Sarah with the spin move and the dance moves with Briley, getting down 4-2. Haines over the top of Petersburg. Maddie, unwavering, just keeps doing the same serve over and over, getting it inbounds every single time, giving lessons. Right in there. Petersburg. Off Briley. Oh, backcourt. Petersburg able to get there. Briley up. Over to Sydney. Dinkity dink 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 dink. Not over yet though. Petersburg picks it up. What happened? We got a point. Looking for a net violation by Petersburg. So Maddie's back to serve once again. 6-2. Right to the center, goes through the rafters. Petersburg able to get it over. Sarah with the back set to Briley, but that's in! She painted the line with that one, man. She just put it right on the line. 7 serving 2. Maddie once again, here you go. Solid right in the middle of the court. Petersburg goes up for the slam and just tapped the ball just ever so nicely right to a spot where 3 of the Haines players nearly collided for. We've already seen a collision today for the Haines team. Let's not see it again. Up for Isabel. Backcourt hit. Petersburg able to read that wall and just tap it over, but that time that's a side out for Haines. Clutch moment right there, because here comes CC to serve. We got Isabel coming out, Ava taking the front line. So CC, over it goes. Nice placement. Too close to the net, and it does not make it over, so that's 9-3 for Haines. CC picks out her target. Knuckleball up. 3 hits, sends it to the backcourt, so that's side out to Petersburg. CC comes out, Isabel goes in, and it looks like number 11 will be serving for Petersburg. Oh boy, number 6 came in for number 7. The referee had to have a little moment with that because, you know, that thing that people do these days. Okay, cross-court center, CC dinks it over the top of the line. Hard hit, Briley picks it up. Sarah cross-court to Ava, who ate her Wheaties for dinner and popped that thing into the wall on the outside. Petersburg 5 serving 9. Out of bounds. Right on back to, there's a, girls are spelling out. O-U-T, there you go. Out. All right, Sydney 10 serving 5. Little jump serve, a little short. Back to Petersburg. Six serving 10. Ball's up, ball's over. Riley on a set. Sarah sets up. Maddie, who taps it over the line. As does Petersburg. Ball goes to Petersburg once again. 6 serving 10. Haines had some good momentum building there, and let's see if they can get it back. Petersburg 6-10. Riley with a good up. Sarah sets it to Ava. Ava right over the top of the net. Maddie called the ball. Sydney dives out of nowhere. Gets the point for Haines. 11-7. Ball comes back to Briley. We got a referee timeout as the coach wanted to talk things over. Yep, there we go. Had a different rotation. Isabel needed to serve. Not Briley. Briley kind of forgot where she was, I guess. Okay, Sydney back to serve, 11-7. Ball's over. Nice hit by Petersburg. Wham doozer! Ava knocks it out of the ballpark. Home run. Oh, wrong sport. Okay, Hannah comes in for Ava. Get that front line. Hannah's done a really good job with blocking. And Petersburg's 8 serving 11. Second game, the first game Petersburg took, so let's see if Haines can reciprocate. The ball goes off the light. The light's still swinging. That's how hard the ball hit. And Haines not able to recover that to get it over. So 9 serving 11. The whistle has been blown and the ball is over. That's in. All right, 10 serving 11. Petersburg gaining some wind here. Ball's over. Sydney pops it right into the back row. That's a point. Side out Haines, 12-10. And Sarah back to serve. No, I take that back. It's the unsinkable Isabel. Okay, here comes that magic switch. Okay, so Hannah comes out, Ava goes in, Ava goes out, Cece comes in. I'm sure there's a dance move included there someplace. All right, Isabel. Nice! That's a point. Rolls off the fingers of two different players and goes out of bounds, so that is 12 serving 10. Ball's over, ball's good. Briley sets up Sarah. Oh, out of the net. All right, side out back to Petersburg, 11 serving 12. Taps to the top of the net. And we got that crazy substitution right once again. 6 coming out for 7. Sarah back serve, 14-11. Solid placement. Sets up front row hitter. Sydney, cross court to Maddie. Drops it in. They keep it alive? They do. Sarah once again to Maddie. Maddie dinks it over the top of the wall. And we got a free ball. Backcourt set to Briley. Not quite making the connection on that one, so side out goes to Petersburg. 12 serving 14. Excellent serve. Briley picks it up. Maddie, Briley gets it over. Haines resetting quickly. Ball's over. Isabel picks it up. Sarah with a straight up set to Cece. Cece gets a high lob hit there. Briley picks it up. Sarah sets up Briley. Right over the top of the line. It's close. Cece with the wall. Big heavy hit. That's out of bounds. That's a point for Haines. Pure hustle shown there. Definitely no mercy shown on that one. It was a good point. Hard fought point. All right, Maddie with that amazingly accurate serve every single time. Over the top of CC. And sets it up. And nobody knew who was hitting that third ball. So it goes out of bounds. Or goes side out, my bad. Back over to Petersburg, 13-15. Ball's over. Sydney with the set. Briley sets Sydney up. Sydney had that textbook look to her like she was going in and just didn't make contact with the ball. So 14-15. Hopefully you can see the faces on that one because that explains what happened right there. All right, 15 all. Sarah with a good up. Briley sets up. Sydney. Good hit. Petersburg able to return though. Sydney just putting on some good spikes here. Sarah with a free ball to the backcourt. CC was building that house, building that brick. Went up, got the first hit, it came back over. She tried again, and it came down on Haines' side. So it's 16-15. Petersburg's first lead of the game here. There's definitely a point earned there. Okay, so 17-15. Ball is over. Side out Haines. All right, 18-16, Petersburg serving. Davis back in the game. A little short. Side out Haines, 17-18. Briley, serve. Way to the back. Power lefty. Brings it over for Petersburg. Haines gets it back. Petersburg shuffles it. Isabel dove for it, not quite enough to pick it up off the floor. Petersburg 19-17. Isabel off her shoulder. Saved by Maddie. And Briley hits it into the ceiling. 20-17. Ball's over. Picked up by Maddie right on the line, but that's out of bounds. 21-17. Timeout Haines. They're going to talk about things here. Just a reminder, tomorrow's games are going to start off with Craig versus Metlakatla at 9 a.m. Haines will play Skagway at 10:15, and then Wrangell versus Block at 11:30. Skagway versus Hoona at 12:45, and 2 o'clock Petersburg will take on Craig. So Haines will, Metlakatla and Wrangell at 3:15, Hoona and Pollock at 4:30, Metlakatla and Petersburg at 5:45, and Haines will close out the north seed with Haines versus Craig. Over. Nice hit by Petersburg. Sarah kind of dips under in order to get that bump up, and it didn't quite go where she wanted it to. 22-17, Petersburg. We got a substitution. Hannah's coming in for Ava. Whoa. Petersburg didn't quite see the stop there on the play, but that's okay. No worries, we'll just serve it over again. There's the whistle. Wow. Ball goes right over the net and drops down. Sarah was able to pick it up, but it was a deep pickup and into the net, so 23-17. Close to the net. Rinkety-dink-dink-dink, and over it goes. Point Haines. So who comes back to serve? Sydney. There's the whistle. Just need 5 quick points. There we go, hit the inside of the net. They hit it again, that's 4th hit. So Sydney 19-23. Hop, step, and a jump serve. That was is known as Hannah. That's out of bounds. Don't go for that. That's a point for Haines. 20-23. Sydney still at the serving block. Haines has nothing to be disappointed about in these two games. They have hard fought this whole match. Hop, step, jump, hit. Out of bounds. 24-20. Substitution, 12 coming out, 14 coming in. Looks like 3 came out. And somebody went to the front line, I'm not sure who. Anywho, 24-20, this is game, set, match point. Out of bounds. Isabel picked it up anyways. Free ball over to Petersburg. It's a graceful bump there by Petersburg. Set up for Maddie, who tops it over. Point Haines, side out, still alive, 21-24. The unshakable Isabel back to serve. We got a substitution in. Oh, here comes the dance. Ava comes in. Hannah goes out. Ava comes over, gets Cece. Ava comes out, and Cece takes the front line. Isabel gets it over. It's close. And that's game point for Petersburg, 25-21. It's 9:06. The game was scheduled to go till 9:30, I think. So we'll see if they get another game or not. We'll see. Always fun to play an extra game. The lights aren't turning off, so that's a positive thing. Sportsmanship by the